Hi, everybody. Welcome to Godly Play today. It's so good to have you join the circle. As always, wherever you are and whenever you're watching this, it's really good to have you here. I'm trying a new setup here with the bench so I can have the camera closer and the story pieces up. That way you can see the story a little more clearly. I tried to adjust the lighting, but I can't make it so that there's no reflection on my glasses. If I had studio lighting, maybe. But I'm noticing right now it's kind of funny. I can see a reflection of the computer screen, and I can see me on the computer screen watching myself, which is kind of fun. But if I looked at, oh, there you go. Okay, there you can see my eyes. Hi, everybody. Welcome today. Glad to have you here with us. As I did last week, I'd like to start with this box. This box isn't a story, but it's from some of our Godly Play stories, and it has all kinds of figures for the people of God. I'd like to put them out on either side of the computer again, so that when I look up at the screen, I can see that there are people of God there. And I can see that you are here with me. Maybe this is you. Maybe this is you. Ooh. Or maybe this is you doing a cartwheel. Always wish I could do cartwheels. Maybe this is somebody you're there watching the story with. Welcome to all of you. Oops. Maybe this is somebody else you're watching the story with. Good to have you here. Maybe this is somebody else watching the story from somewhere else today. And maybe this is somebody watching the story on a different day, still part of the circle. Anytime, any place. Maybe this is somebody you remember from church and haven't seen in a while, also part of the circle. Maybe this is somebody else from church. Maybe you ran into the other day and said hi to, but you still miss them. Maybe this is somebody new, somebody we don't know, somebody who's joining us who we haven't met yet, but they're still part of the circle. There, that's good. Now I can see the people of God are here with me. I have this today because I don't want to put a candle right on the cushion. That would not be safe. So I have this here to support the candle. Now, getting ready. Are you ready? Let's begin. There was once someone who did such amazing things and said such wonderful things that people began to follow him. And one day they just had to ask him, "Who are you?" And he told them, he said, "I am the light." I see the love of God in you. The light of Christ comes shining through. And I am blessed to be with you O holy child of God. But the light couldn't stay in just that time, in just that place. So it changed. It changed so it could be in all places and at all times, where I am here today and where you are, whenever you're watching this. The light of God is with you. Well, let's look at today on the calendar. If I rest it here, that's just about right. This is the church calendar, you remember. This is the great mystery of Christmas. This is great mystery of Easter. And this, remember this Sunday, is the Pentecost that's still hot from the tongues of fire. And this now is the first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh Sunday after Pentecost. A lot more Sundays to go before we get to Advent. A lot more stories to share. Well, today's story is also from one of the Gospels. Today's story is found in the Gospel according to Luke. It's Matthew, Mark, Luke. That's the third Gospel. And this story is in chapter 10 of Luke, if you want to check it out later. Are we ready? I wonder if this is another parable. It looks like a parable box. It's gold, like parable boxes. Gold is very important, very valuable, and parables are too. It looks like a present, and parables are gifts to us. They aren't gifts that we can ask for. They're gifts we already have. They're old. This looks old, and parables are old. They were given to us before we were born, before anyone we know of was born. And it has a heavy lid. Like it might be hard to open, hard to get into. And parables are like that. Sometimes it's hard to open a parable. Sometimes you have to come back and try another time. Sometimes you have to keep coming back until a parable will open itself for you. Well, let's see what's in this box. There is this. This is very brown. This is all brown, and it's really quite rough and scratchy. I wonder what it is. We also have this to get ready. I wonder what this is. It's long. I wonder what that is. I wonder what else we have to get ready. Oh, there is this. This is very black. There is no other color in here. There is no light in here. This is all black. Ah, this must be a road between this place, and this place. Ah, this must be a road. Well, there is nothing else to help us get ready, so let's begin the story. There was once someone who said wonderful things and did amazing things, and people began to follow him. And they began to ask him questions. And one day someone asked him, "What is the most important thing in life?" And Jesus answered, "You already know." And the person said, "Yes, I do. It is to love God and to love each other as if everyone was my neighbor." But who is my neighbor? Jesus answered that question with this parable. There was someone who was going down the road from Jerusalem to Jericho. From Jerusalem to Jericho. And suddenly, two robbers jumped out from behind the rocks and attacked him. They hurt him, they took everything he had, and they left him at the side of the road, half dead. And then they went on their way. There was also a priest, an important priest at the temple, who was walking down the road from Jerusalem to Jericho. When he came to the place where the person was who had been hurt, who had had everything taken from him, and who had been left at the side of the road dead, he crossed to the other side of the road and went on his way. There was also someone else going down the road who also worked at the temple. He helped the priest look after the temple, and he helped with the music. He was called a Levite. When he came to the part of the road where the person was who had been hurt, who had had everything taken from him, and who had been left at the side of the road half dead, he too crossed to the other side of the road and kept going on his way. And there was another person walking down the road. This person was a visitor from Samaria. The people from Jerusalem did not like the people from Samaria, and the people from Samaria did not like the people from Jerusalem. And when he came to the part of the road where the person was who had been hurt, who had everything taken from him, and who had been left at the side of the road half dead, he put medicine on his wounds. He covered him with his blanket to keep him warm and safe. He put him on his donkey and carried him to an inn. He then stayed with him all night to look after him. And in the morning, he left the innkeeper enough money to look after him until he was well. I wonder, who was this man's neighbor? Was it this one? Was it this one? Was it this one? I wonder, who was this man's neighbor? Was it this one? Was it this one? Was it this one? Maybe. Maybe it was this one. I wonder who was this man's neighbor. Was it this one? Was it this one? Maybe this one. I wonder what would have happened if all these people were women instead of men. I wonder what would have happened if the person finding the injured person, the person finding them, had been a child. Now, a child might not be able to do everything that the Samaritan in the story did, but a child can go ask for help, and that too is a way of helping. I wonder who your neighbors are. I wonder who my neighbors really are. The Samaritan, the person who had been injured, had everything taken from him and left from the side of the road, half dead. The two robbers. The Levite. The great priest of the temple. The dangerous places. And the cities of Jericho and Jerusalem. Wonder what story we'll have next time. In the meantime, if you'd like a blessing, may the Lord bless you and keep you. May the Lord make his face shine on you and be gracious to you. May the Lord look upon you with favor and give you peace. Amen. See you next time, everybody. Have a great week.